throwing.
Good afternoon and welcome to East Brunswick High School football. Hi, I'm John Meggiolaro and I'll be bringing you the play-by-play today. And assisting me once again is my good friend Jimmy Allinder from the Sentinel newspaper. Jimmy, today East Brunswick faces its third game of the season, its first home game of 1985, and it's a tough one with Edison.
Yeah, I think so, John. It's kind of difficult to consider a game, the third game of the season, a crucial game, but I think there's no other way to describe it. Edison, at least Marcus Borden says so, is going to be the toughest opponent they've faced thus far, and considering that they've beat Brick, which is an excellent team, Madison Central, which was considered to be one of the better teams in the state, shut them out, and then he says that Edison is going to be the toughest opponent. It's a pretty interesting statement, and I have to agree with him. Like, they have one ball player, Anthony Davis, who is maybe the top running back in the state, and that's going to be the key to today's game, stopping Davis. He's got size, durability. We're going to have to see what happens.
Jimmy, you and I were both at the Brick game, and quite frankly, we were both surprised with the outcome and the fact that it was a shutout. And then Madison Central, another shutout. Were you expecting this at all?
Well, Borden was expecting it. He said before the season started that the defense was going to take us through the season, and thus far I think it's come true. Tremendous play on the part of a lot of players who we're going to talk about later as we go through the game. But I guess if you want to just pinpoint it to one individual, you got to start with Bob Rushnick, the linebacker.
Right.
Good size, tremendous hitter, and I think he's the leader on that defense, and everything sort of evolves around him.
Well, we'll see as East Brunswick takes on Edison this afternoon. Stay with us for the opening kickoff.
But we're going to go in after this? We start after this?
Jim, we're about ready for the start of East Brunswick's home 1985 opener against Edison.
John, it's 25th anniversary. Bears have been playing football. It's hard to believe.
Long, huh?
I can remember when they first started playing, 1960. Gosh, it's a long time.
I can remember when they played what is now the practice field. That was their home field. That was it.
Yeah, that was it. Yeah. You know, Johnny, take a look at the field down there. I was walking on it before. Kind of looks good, doesn't it? It looks in good shape.
Aesthetically, it looks very pretty.
Yeah, but there's a lot of water underneath. The ground is very soft, and I'm trying to determine whether that's going to be an advantage for East Brunswick today or a disadvantage. You know, the running attack for Edison features, as we said, Anthony Davis, and he's a scat back. He's 4.5 speed, the 40-yard dash. And I don't know if that's going to, what that's going to do, whether that's going to be an advantage for the offense or a defense. I guess we'll just have to see.
Well, there's no doubt that I'm sure Edison would want a fast track with Davis in the backfield. and we'll have to see, like you said, if it has any effect on them, and of course it also affects the East Brunswick runners. We may see some effect of the soft turf in terms of the pass patterns where defensive backs are falling down on the cut.
We'll have to see. You know, that was in the opening game against Brick. There were 2 instances where the East Brunswick defensive backs were in fact caught by a play action, and if it wasn't for the fact that the Brick receivers dropped the ball, it could have been a different ball game. At the time it was 14-0, and Brick was starting to generate a little more offense, and they just dropped the ball. It's hard to say. Football is, as we know, is a very, very interesting game. It's a lot of things happen that you're not expecting to, and I guess that's what kind of makes it great too.
Yeah, let me say for our viewers that both the East Brunswick and the Edison teams are a little late arriving to the field, and so that's the reason for the hold-up here.
They are off in the distance. As you know, it takes a good 5 to 10 minutes just to walk from the locker rooms over to the field. I have a decent crowd here, you know, considering it's a Sunday afternoon. Probably some more fans will be coming in as the game goes on.
There does look to be a group of people around the ticket booth at the entrance. And I think as this game progresses, the stands will fill up for us.
The first 2 games, you know, going down to Brick on a Saturday night, there was a crowd of, I think, about 300 from East Brunswick.
Very good.
You know, considering it's about a 30 to 40 mile drive down there, I thought that was a good showing. They were cheering all the way. And then last week against Madison Central, which was also a Saturday night game, it was postponed for Friday from the hurricane. That's the last I'll mention of Hurricane Gloria, I guarantee it. Nice crowd over there too. So fan support definitely is important at these games. I know that Marcus Borden's made mention of it, the head coach, a number of times. Players really appreciate it, and it's just great to come out on a day, just like on a day like this. It's a beautiful day for a football game. It really is.
Jimmy, let's take a minute and talk about the fact that this game is being played on Sunday. Yesterday, Charlie King, after that morning rain, decided that the game would be postponed until today. As a player, I've got to think that may have some mental effect. You're geared up all week long for the Saturday game, only to come to the school to get dressed to find out that, in fact, the game has been postponed.
Yeah.
And now mentally you have to readjust and start all over, if you will.
Well, I think that's where the ability of a head coach, coaching staff can come into play. Just again, as looking at the field, I think it was a good decision. I can't imagine what this field would look like after playing a game yesterday. But you know, these are youngsters, and they're flexible. They should be, and I think if a coaching staff is doing a good job, they will be able to adjust and be mentally prepared for a game. I know the team was extremely high during the warm-ups this afternoon, and I think we're going to see a spirited contest.
Well, Edison comes in 1-0, having beat, I believe, Cedar Ridge. And East Brunswick comes in 2-0, and yet to be scored on.
Right. Maybe a surprise with Edison winning. I think the score was 14-7 last week against Cedar Ridge. And you know anything about Middlesex County football, Cedar Ridge is traditionally the doormat of the Middlesex County Athletic Conference. We'll say more about the new conference alignment. But 14-7, you have to wonder whether Edison just was off to a slow start. You know, the running back, Anthony Davis, was injured. I think he had popped a shoulder dislocation, was supposed to be out for the first 4 games, didn't start against Cedar Ridge, and then was inserted in the second quarter, and he just took off, and I think he had something like 231 yards in the contest. Yeah. 2 touchdowns. He was the story for Edison. Edison is going to be starting a sophomore quarterback. His name is Mike Boslett. I don't know too much about him. I do know also that the Edison team, here comes East Brunswick, John. The Edison team is anchored on the defense by Walter Percy, number 71 in your program. He's a 6'5", 258 blue chip player. And they've been saying all kinds of wonderful things about Walter, but I will tell you this, I don't know of any defense that can be dominated by one player. Maybe Lawrence Taylor, the Giants, but I'm not sure if Percy's like that. take a look at out on the field there. The game officials are wearing shorts this afternoon.
We don't see often.
I haven't seen before, period.
We're waiting here for the coin toss at the center of the field. East Brunswick is in the green or dark jerseys. Edison will be in the away white jerseys.
John, let's mention this one time, and then we'll leave this thing lie. This is the first time that the Bears have played on their home field since that eventful game of last year, in which they dropped a heartbreaking defeat to J.P. Stevens in the Central Jersey Group 4 final, 27-26. I wonder what's going through some of the players' minds, who were in that game. How it'll affect them. Quite honestly, I don't know. It seems to me that those who did play last year kind of put it aside and really, they just stormed out this year. I was talking to Bill Munyon, the statistics person for East Brunswick, and he tells me that compared to last year, the defense for East Brunswick is holding its opponents to an average of 100 yards total offense less per game, and I think that's quite a tribute to the defensive effort.
Okay, at the center of the field you see Greg Zambrovitz, number 56, and number 34, Bob Rushneck, who are East Brunswick captains. As we get ready for the coin toss.
Those are two blue chip athletes, John. 56 Zambrovitz. He is two-way tackle, 6'3", 230 pounds, probably with room to grow. Very fast, agile, and he could be a top blue chip prospect. And again, we mentioned something before about Rushnick. He doesn't have a lot of height on him, but I'll tell you what, I have not seen a more fierce hitter than him. He's a very intelligent player, too. Okay, I guess the fly top's coming.
It looks as though Edison has won the toss.
I guess, John, we ought to say that the wind doesn't appear to be too much of a factor.
Gee, that's unusual, Jimmy. Edison won the toss and declined acceptance. And so East Brunswick will receive the ball and will start from our right, your right on the screen, and they'll be moving from right to left here in this first half.
Yeah, decline to accept the coin toss. I'm not sure what significance that has, or what the psychological advantages there are to do something like that. Maybe they think that they'd like to get their defense on the field first, but then again, all they had to do was just pick the, which side they want to defend. I guess they do want to just get the defense out on the field first, see what they can do. Maybe cause a turnover or something like that.
I think that's it. I think they know that Rodelbaum, the quarterback, is new this year, and they want to put a little pressure on him early in the game to see how he reacts. We're going to find out right away as both East Brunswick and Edison prepare for the kickoff.
We'll tell you, John, that in action thus far this weekend, Perth Amboy came back to beat Cedar Ridge 28-0. Stevens, which we will talk about more, won 7-0 over Woodbridge, which I thought was a surprise. And we'll talk about maybe some other results in the Independence and Liberty divisions of the new Greater Middlesex Conference. But I guess we're almost ready to go here today.
Okay, standing back deep for East Brunswick is number 35, Keith Chalecki, and number 2, Bill Brunig.
Edison is kicking off on the near hash mark here. You don't suppose an onside kick is in the mark here? What do you think? The fact that they chose to tick off?
I don't know. That would be a rather bold move to start a game off, but Edison needs to get an advantage early. They are playing away.
That's Davis kicking off, by the way. He's the athlete, the running back for Edison that we're going to be watching this afternoon.
Jim, I might say that he might be the best all-around athlete in the conference.
Yeah.
And we have a flag all ready to start the game. Davis came up to the ball and flag was dropped.
You saw the arms waving on the East Brunswick sideline there. That was Harry Morris, the defensive and offensive line coach. He's back this year.
It's good to see Harry back.
Oh, yeah.
And we have a 5-yard penalty on Edison for offsides. So the ball hasn't been kicked and already one flag has hit the turf.
Yeah. I might add that probably a lot to do with East Brunswick's success in the first 2 games has been its ability to avoid real costly penalties. Again, that's a good indication of a well-coached team. If you're going to get a lot of penalties, usually they're going to be getting in the season when the players are kind of overreacting. But I think East Brunswick has been a well-disciplined team early on, and maybe that's one of the reasons why they're doing as well.
Okay, they look about ready. Davis will again attempt to kick off. Chilecki and Brunig are deep for East Brunswick. And here we go with East Brunswick's home opener for the 1985 season. It's a short kick, and it's going to go out of bounds. Flag will be thrown.
Maybe East Brunswick might refuse the penalty.
The ball went out at about the East Brunswick 41. Let's see what the call is.
Sure, they're going to refuse the penalty, take the ball to 40.
You're right, Jimmy. They're going to take the ball. Here we go. Procedure call technically declined, and East Brunswick will have the ball 1st and 10 on about their own 38-yard line.
This, of course, is our first look at Rodelbron at home, and he's done a pretty good job, I thought, in directing the East Brunswick attack.
Okay, it's Rodelbron at quarterback. He hands off on a counter play to Chilecki on the outside. And Chilecki fights his way for about 7 yards.
I have to say that Pete Chilecki has been a pleasant surprise. He's been the workhorse back for East Brunswick, along with Andy Wernberg, number 31. But Chilecki, he doesn't have a lot of size. Let's see, just looking at the chart here, 5'5", 150 pounds. But he has that experience from last year, and he puts his head down and he drives forward, as you saw in that first play.
Okay, East Brunswick comes up with a 2nd and 2. Close to midfield. Rodelbron hands off to Andy Wernberg. Wernberg's going to be stopped. He may have got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's about it. Bring up a 3rd down for East Brunswick.
Yeah, I just noticed, John, that the scoreboard, at least the scores on the scoreboard is out. The clock, fortunately, is running, but unless East Brunswick scores 40 points, we might have no trouble to keep a score.
3rd and about 1 for East Brunswick. Hand off to Wernberg. It looks like his forward motion is over the line. He's crossed the 50, and it'll be 1st down for East Brunswick. So East Brunswick has stayed on the ground the first 3 plays.
Yeah, why not, John? You know, one of the real pleasant surprises in my mind, this East Brunswick offense has been the play of the line. They're not big, they don't have good size, but they physically manhandled Brick and did the job also against Madison Central. And I think East Brunswick is probably going to try to stay on the ground as much as possible this afternoon.
All right, East Brunswick is now in Edison territory. Rodelbron rolls right. He's looking to throw the ball. Pass is high and incomplete. He was looking over onto the right for number 10, Dave Brown, but the ball was overthrown. That'll bring up 2nd and 10 for East Brunswick at about the Edison 49-yard line.
Mark's passing statistics on the season, 11 for 24, now it's 11 for 25, so it's below 50%, and you know, it's inevitable that the comparisons are going to be made with Steve Hughes, which I think is just grossly unfair for Mark. Hughes, as we know, went on to a graduate scholarship at the University of Pittsburgh, not a graduate scholarship at the University of Pittsburgh, and you know, undoubtedly the best passer in East Brunswick history. So I think it's unfair to make comparisons.
2nd and 10 for East Brunswick on the Edison 49. There's no scorer in the opening minutes of the ball game. Mark Rodelbron is the quarterback. He hands off to Keith Chilecki. Chilecki on the right side. And he's up to about the 45. We'll see where they spot the ball.
We're going to keep a good look on that line play. I think that might be a key this afternoon. Right there, the East Brunswick line clearly, you know, just had the advantage on Edison.
Well, Chilecki picks up about 4 yards. It'll be 3rd and 6 for East Brunswick. The ball resting just about on the Edison 45-yard line. We have an official's timeout, and now the clock is running. Rotobrom, a quick pitch to Chalecki around the left side. He's got an opening, breaks outside. Chalecki fumbles the ball, and it's out of bounds. East Brunswick will retain possession at the Edison 30-yard line.
Quite fortunate there that the ball fumbled out of bounds, because if it had been toward the middle of the field, there was an Edison man right there ready to pounce on it. But still a good game, though.
The play set up well, Jimmy, and Chalecki broke out and then cut it back up.
Sure.
And that'll be enough for a first down for East Brunswick. That was the Edison 30.
Excuse me, John. That was Ted Bazinko, the left tackle, leading the blocking there on that.
All right, East Brunswick has the makings of a nice drive. Rotobrom rolls right again, looking to pass. He's got Brown open. Pass is complete down to the Edison 20-yard line.
Kenny Press.
That was Dave Brown, number 10.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Dave Brown at flanker. That's another first down. So nice drive going for East Brunswick.
This is about as well as the East Brunswick offense has looked all year.
All right, 1st and 10 on the Edison 20. No score in the game. Rotobrom on a quick handoff to Andy Wernberg. Wernberg picks up about 3 yards.
You know, one of the real advantages for East Brunswick in the first 2 games is that they've been moving a lot of backs in and out of the game. They call on a couple sophomores. I believe number 36, Matt Miller, has been coming in. And Marcus Borden doesn't hesitate to put in, new backs.
That's Mike Bostowski coming in the backfield, and the first carry today. I know he's been injured and out sick. And it's good to see Mike back in there.
Yeah, Mike Baskowski, was earmarked to be the starting running back. That was his first action of the year. He was out the first 2 games.
Okay, East Brunswick has it 3rd and 6. The ball on around the 16-yard line of Edison. Rotobrom drops back. He's looking over the middle. He's got his man Brown again.
Looks like it's going to be short, John.
I think it is.
First important decision for Borden now.
4th down.
He does have an excellent field goal kicker, Josh Miller, just a sophomore, kicked a 31-yarder last week against Madison Central.
East Brunswick's going to go 4th and about 2 on about the 11-yard line of Edison. Rotobrom fakes to Chalecki, rolls right, looking for a man, flips the ball, he's got it. It's a first down out about the 4-yard line to Andy Wernberg.
John, I was very impressed with that play. Rotobrom had 3 receivers he could choose. Press was open in the end zone, but he saw that Wernberg open, and he, was it Wernberg that caught that? Yeah, okay.
Andy Wernberg.
Got the first down. That was a really intelligent play.
Good composure by Rotobrom, and that gives East Brunswick a 1st and goal at the 4-yard line of Edison.
See, this drive started from the 40-yard line.
Here's Chalecki. Is he in?
He is.
He is, and it's a touchdown for East Brunswick. Keep Chalecki. Battle is over from 4 yards out. That puts East Brunswick on top, 6-0, with 7 minutes to go in the first period.
Excellent drive. A couple of passes. Running primarily by Chalecki. Now we're going to get a look at our kicker, Josh Miller, who excellent foot. And he holds the the Churchill high jump record of 6'2", but he also is a good kicker.
One thing we'll say for Josh Miller too is that he has the confidence of Marcus Borden and will get out there and kick field goals. Here's the snap. The ball is down. The kick is up. And it's no good, off to the right. So East Brunswick leads 6-0, and maybe that strategy by Edison appears to have backfired.
I think so. I have to tell you, I was somewhat surprised how East Brunswick moved the ball down the field. That offense has not been their strong point. But Rotobrom, he's starting to get some experience now. First 2 games, confidence has to be there. Marcus Borden was being continuously asked, are you going to use Mark Rotobrom or are you going to go with somebody else? And he stuck by his guns, and I think it might be paying off.
Okay, Josh Miller will kick off for East Brunswick. Back deep for Edison is number 25, Mitch Gordon, and number 20, Tom Figlione.
Close enough.
All right, there's 7 minutes and 1 second left here in the first period. East Brunswick on top, 6-0. Josh Miller will kick it off. Beautiful kick. Takes Figlione back down to about the 2-yard line. And he's dropped at about 15. Good coverage by East Brunswick.
Great kickoff, too, down to the 3-yard line. We told you that Miller's a good kickoff. That showed it right there. As a matter of fact, field position was one of the reasons why East Brunswick played as well as it did against Brick and Madison Central. So here you go. 15-yard. Now we get our first look at Davis.
And I would bet money, Jimmy, he's going to carry the ball right away. All right, Edison starts off 1st and 10 on their own 15. Boslit's the quarterback. Gordon and Davis are in the backfield. Here's Davis, first carry of the day. Davis is dropped after a pickup of about 3 yards.
We're going to watch the East Brunswick linebackers, see how they react to the movement in the Edison backfield. I'm looking to see if Mike Baskowski, who is, his real value is as a linebacker, John, and he's playing right side. Rushneck is in the middle, and we've got Warenberg, on the left side. Could be the best trio of linebackers in the county.
Okay, Boslet now with the 2nd and about 6 for Edison. Ball's on about the 18-yard line. Here's Davis again. Davis is held up and dropped for about a yard gain. I think that's the key to stopping Davis, Jimmy. You've got to get him low.
Right, and you just have to be on top of the situation at all times. I said I wasn't going to allude to the Stevens game anymore, but you recall last year when the George Booth, the running back, I think it was just relaxing just a little bit, and he just scooted down the sideline just before halftime. East Brunswick cannot afford to relax at all this afternoon.
Edison now has number 33, Stan Warren, in the backfield with Davis. Boslet has a 3rd and 5 at the 20-yard line. He fakes, looking deep down the middle. Oh, Ken Cross, what a beautiful play. He's been doing this so far all season.
Yes, he has. He leads East Brunswick with 2 interceptions, and he is going to be a fine player. He's just a junior. He was caught there. If the pass had been thrown any higher, I think East Brunswick would have had some trouble. But still, Cross has that good reaction, so he's a good asset for East Brunswick. And it looks like the Bears are going to get some pretty good field position here.
Edison now will be forced to punt with a 4th and 5. And back for East Brunswick is number 2, Bill Brunick. All right, Edison, 4th down, will be punting. Good snap. East Brunswick's on him, and it's a poor kick again, Jim. Oh, it hit an East Brunswick player. That'll be an Edison ball.
You bet. Unfortunately, it hit Matt Miller, the sophomore, and that's maybe where experience comes into play. You can never keep your eye off the ball when you're on a kickoff team, on the punt team, and that's what happened. East Brunswick will now just have to recover real quick and play the defense that it did in the first sequence.
Well, an unusual play, and Edison gets the ball back now at their own 36-yard line. They'll have it 1st and 10. They trail 6-0 here with about 4 minutes and 30 seconds left in the first period. Davis with the ball. Lucky on the tackle. And Davis picked up about 5 yards in that carry. It'll be 2nd and 5 for Edison. They're out to East Brunswick. They're on their own. About 38-yard line. Boslet calling the signals. Quick handoff to Warren. Warren may get a yard. Hit up the line of scrimmage and fell forward. It'll bring up a 3rd down for Edison. Third down and about 4. The ball is sitting at the Edison 44-yard line.
Okay, Davis is back deep here.
Boslet to Davis, a high pitch. Davis has got it. He's out to the left side. He's got some running room, and he's got the first down across the 50. He's down out around the 44-yard line of East Brunswick.
That's where Davis's outside running speed was into play. He was able to get outside and get the first down.
Jimmy must have stepped out of bounds a little sooner before he was knocked out. The ball's on about East Brunswick 47. It is a first down for Edison. They trail 6-0 with about 3 minutes and 20 seconds to go here in the first period. There's Warren up the middle. Warren will pick up about 4 yards, making it a 2nd and 6 for Edison. So Edison getting a lucky break, if you will, on the punt. Is starting to move the ball on the ground. They're on the East Brunswick 44-yard line.
I think
they have 2nd and 6.
Excuse me, John. I think East Brunswick will really have to tighten up now. They do not want Edison certainly to score on this drive.
Boslet hands off to the up man, and who is Davis? Davis is stopped. He's going to drop for a yard loss, I would think, Jim.
Sure, that was Darwin Jones, number 60. Big guy, and Zambrovitz were there. Those are two of the bigger players on an otherwise small East Brunswick line.
Okay, Davis lost a yard. That would bring up 3rd and 7. Now we'll see if Edison will put it up in the air here.
I would think that Edison would try to
they got
run off
Davis
Percy's side.
as a wingback over here. Boslet over his center. He has trouble with the snap, keeps the ball, and he's only going to pick up a yard. That's going to bring up a 4th down situation.
John, that was trouble on the snap, as you said. I was watching Davis, and it appears that they're going to try to utilize his speed for him to break open and for a long pass. Apparently, Boslet has a good arm for a sophomore. Should note that Edison's head coach, Gary Reeder, is in his first year, having taken over from Mike Wojcik.
Edison is going to punt on 4th and about 7. Brunig's back deep for East Brunswick. And it's a fake punt. It's to the up man, number 20, Giuliano, but he is dropped on a fine play by Vestaski.
I think that was Chalecki. Just a picture of tackle on his part. He read the play, and again, that's coaching. A heads-up play. He had a man that he was assigned to, and was able to take him down.
All right, East Brunswick gets the ball. First down on their own 48-yard line. They lead 6-0.
Right in the ball at that time, John.
A minute and 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. Rotobaum hands off to Chalecki. Chalecki up to about the 50 and drop right there. He'll pick up about a yard.
I'm looking at the East Brunswick line, and I see a number of players going both ways, like Kozinko and Rushnick. Here comes Pruss. He plays defense, as you know. And Borden tells me he does not mind playing players both ways. He wants to use his best athletes.
Okay, East Brunswick, let's call it 2nd and 9, right on the 50-yard line. Rotobaum again to Chalecki. Chalecki crosses the 50 into Edison territory. And is thrown back. Let's give him about a yard or two. Bringing up a 3rd and about 6.
Rotobaum is usually not a drop-back quarterback, John. He usually likes to roll out and see what his options are. I see that Andy Mueller, number 80, is wide. Looks like
we got Rushnick split out.
Yeah.
Rotobaum fakes. He's got a screen set up to Chalecki here on the left. Nice block by Kozinko. Chalecki still has the ball. He's going to be wrestled out of bounds.
good play.
At about the 32-yard line.
Good play action. A lot of the direction was going to the right side. Chalecki sort of floated out. Good block.
Good call on East Brunswick's part. That'll be a first down, and we have 3 seconds left here in the first period. East Brunswick's in Edison territory at about the 32. They have a first down. Rodelbaum hands off to Andy Wernberg. Wernberg cuts back, has an opening. And he's going down to about the 25-yard line. And that's the end of the first period with East Brunswick leading 6-0.
Well, John, I think East Brunswick has to be pretty pleased with the outcome of the first period. Except for that one fumble that on the punt, they did an excellent job. The offense was moving very good.
Jimmy, let's kind of recap. Chalecki went over from 4 yards out to give East Brunswick a 6-0 lead. East Brunswick defense has played well thus far, and East Brunswick's on the move again. Anything surprising you thus far?
I think the degree in which East Brunswick's offense has moved very well. I think there's been some very intelligent play calling, probably from Marcus Borden. He's the one that calls the plays. And they obviously have Edison pretty well scouted, but they're calling. You can see some of the plays that are developing. They're moving the ball well, minimum mistakes, and I think that's what's done it for East Brunswick.
Well, there's no surprise that Edison and is relying on Anthony Davis to carry them today.
Yeah, we will keep our eye on them, no doubt.
Okay, let's get back to the action. Brunswick has the ball, second down on their Edison 25-yard line. They have a second and about 3. As we start the second period, here goes Bostowski. On the outside, he leaps one man, goes over another, and he brings it down close to the 15-yard line.
You saw Bostowski's strength on that one, huh?
That's the Mike Bostowski everyone knows.
No, I know he's excited to get back into the plan now.
And that gives East Brunswick a first down at about the Edison 17-yard line. They lead 6-0, and they're looking for another.
Watch Brown and Muller to the left side there. They're split wide.
Rodelbaum, quick pitch to Chalecki on the short side of the field. Chalecki slips down. Lost his footing, and here's again where the turf comes into play.
Right. You're going to be seeing a lot of that this afternoon, especially in this part of the field. It's in a low part.
Chalecki was able to pick up 2 yards, and it'll be a 2nd and 8 for East Brunswick. The ball is spotted on the 17-yard line of Edison. Rodelbaum looking over the defense. Quick handoff to Wernberg. Big hole over the left side, and he's still going. Nice run.
Wish we had instant replay on that, John. Just superior blocking on the part of the East Brunswick line. We're going to mention those players as we go along here.
That's close to a first down. We're going to have an official timeout.
Zinko, Mike Mineta has been doing well. You had Rich DeMaria has been a pleasant surprise. You didn't see his name mentioned too much last year. Zambrovitz, of course, is playing both ways.
We're going to have a measurement for him first as Wernberg. It looks like he's going to be short, just short, about a yard, Jim.
Apparently this is 2-down territory for East Brunswick. I think Marcus has been demonstrated in the last drive is fairly confident in his team's ability to move the ball. So I think East Brunswick, even if they don't get it on this shot, we'll go for it.
All right, let's call a 3rd and about a yard for East Brunswick. Rodelbaum hands off to Chalecki, off the left side.
He's got it.
And I think he's there for the first down. Yes, it is. First down at about the 5-yard line, Jim. They're knocking on the door once again.
Absolutely, that's great.
I'm impressed with the East Brunswick line. We've mentioned a few times now the holes, how wide they are. I mean, I'm stuttering talking about it, but I didn't think they would move out Edison that easily, quite honestly.
Well, I think aside from Percy, I think East Brunswick matches up very well.
Quarterback sneak. He'll go down to about the 3-yard line. Try to catch him off guard.
Sure. East Brunswick, once they get into the game, their offense likes to up-tempo. You watch, they'll just keep on coming at you, and there's going to be some quick play selections here.
All right, 2nd and goal for East Brunswick at about the 4-yard line.
Percy, of course, is on this near side of the field. You watch, they might run away from him.
Here's Chalecki off the left side. They seem to like going left today, Jim.
Sure, they'll stay away from that big tackle there.
The ball is going to be spotted at about the 2-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 2 for an East Brunswick score. You may see some rollout here. What a roll around option.
It's hard to say. You think it appears as though East Brunswick has this near side of the field, in which to run, but I could easily see them going right up the middle. They got 2 downs. They're taking their time, very methodical.
Here's a handoff to Chalecki.
It looks like he's
Chalecki, is he in? Yes. Keith Chalecki, his 2nd touchdown today.
Not pretty, but
just up 12-0.
Let's see if our friend Josh Miller can right himself this time. He built him up so much, and then he missed the point after last time.
I was going to say we may have jinxed him with that build-up the first period.
I just pay attention to his technique. I think he really has a good, strong foot.
Ken Press is the holder. Here's the snap. It's a fake. They're looking for 2. Press is going to keep the ball. He tries to shuffle it over the line. It'll be incomplete. And so East Brunswick again comes away with no extra point. Well, they do lead 12-0.
I did see Rushnick open momentarily in the end zone. I think Kenny might have done better to throw it there. But 12-0 nonetheless. It's better than nothing, right?
Okay, with 9 minutes and 17 seconds to go before half, East Brunswick's leading rather easily, 12-0.
John, are you surprised with the ease with which East Brunswick has dominated thus far?
I really am, Jim. Coming into this game, I read a lot about the Edison team and Anthony Davis, of course. And I really expected this to be a dogfight. And although we have a lot of time to go yet in the game, I'm really amazed with the line play. Very impressed.
That's been the key in my estimation. The aggressiveness of the East Brunswick line, that's what got them out of the chute against Brick Township. 14-0 score. And I think you have to go back to the conditioning program that Marcus Borden has instituted since he's come here. His players are physically in excellent shape.
You can see that. Okay, Josh Miller will kick off. Another fine kick. Ball hits at the 5-yard line and rolls out in through the end zone. That's going to come out to the 20.
He did his job.
Can't ask for better than that, Jim.
No, that's great. So Edison is going to find itself again in relatively poor field position.
And that's got to help the defense.
Sure.
Though Edison will come out for their 3rd possession of the game, quite honestly, they haven't done much. Anthony Davis has carried the ball a number of times and really has only had 1 run where he broke it out to the outside.
Sure. Unfortunately, we don't keep time of possession statistics, and I'm not really in favor of that, only unless it's a significant statistic. But in this case, I think East Brunswick. Edison has had the ball for maybe 2 series?
Yeah, this is the 3rd.
Yeah. 2nd quarter already.
Jimmy Edison's had to call a timeout. There was some confusion on the field.
Confusion being it's 10 players on the field.
It helps when you have 11.
Yeah, and we don't want to harp on something like this. This is high school football, but it's so important to go through the simple things, such as having your players know when you're supposed to be on the field. You don't know when it's going to catch up with you later on in the game. I have to tell you, I've seen a couple of games where just a little mental mishap has caused it. We're looking at Borden on the sideline. I'm not sure how long that beard's going to last.
I was thinking the same thing.
Yeah, but hasn't he done a great job for East Brunswick since he's taken over? Really turned the program around last year in terms of wins, but I think it really started before that when he contributed to the winning attitude here that's quite evident.
And I think the impressive thing about Marcus, Jimmy, is how he relates to the players and how they relate to him.
So the crowd has grown in size, as we had said it would. Probably about 400 people here now. And then the Edison side is filled up also.
Okay, Edison, first down on their own 20. They trail 12-0 here.
You got Davis split to the right side.
Davis is in the wingback position. They're going to try to put it up to him. Boslett rolls out, throws over the middle. It's picked off.
quick play. He was in the right position, but nonetheless opportunistic.
All right, East Brunswick gets the ball at the Edison 24-yard line.
We're going to be talking about a lot of the underclassmen that East Brunswick is playing this year. Yes, a lot of seniors, but still a lot of these kids are just young and they're going to be around.
All right, East Brunswick's out of the huddle quick. Rodelbaum faking, rolls right, looking in the end zone.
There he is.
He's got Brown, overthrows him. Dave Brown broke open, but the ball was over his head. They'll bring up second down for East Brunswick on the Edison 24.
I had a chance to see Mark saw him. I thought it was, he as I said before, he likes to throw on the run, and that ball was lobbed about 30 yards in the air with little effort.
You can see him maturing as each game goes by, and I know Marcus Borden's happy, and so are his teammates. I mean, they count a lot on the quarterback position. Here's an inside handoff to Chalecki. Chalecki's fighting his way. He's a tough kid.
Yes, he is.
Let's see where they spot the ball. His progress is marked.
It's really funny, John.
Line.
He's 5'5". He can almost sneak underneath some of those players. Really low center of gravity, and I think that probably contributes a lot to his ability to get some extra yardage.
Okay, that brings up a 3rd and about 7 for East Brunswick. On the Edison 22, they lead 12-0 with about 8 minutes and 20 seconds to go before halftime. Rodelbaum rolls right again, looking to throw the ball. He lays it up for Cross, but overthrows him. Jimmy, there were 2 receivers in the same area, and I've got to think that was a broken play.
Could have been. I'm watching to see if Mark's going to go on a 4th down here or a field goal. He's looking around.
He's going to bring in Miller.
Well, here he comes. Let's see. We will have if they attempt this.
Looks like about 32 yards.
32 yards, yeah. And he made a 31-yarder last week against Madison.
Okay, so Marcus Borden will go to Josh Miller.
Timeout.
And we have a timeout, Edison.
We'll give that one to East Brunswick.
Okay, one official pointed Edison, one pointed toward East Brunswick. Jim, while we have a moment, I'd like to remind our audience that not only is the football team having an outstanding season, but girls tennis, gymnastics, boys and girls soccer, cross country. I mean, another great and outstanding East Brunswick season thus far.
Sure, and we'll have to talk about the soccer team. I know Dan Haston would be irritated if we don't. He's really a proponent of the program, and why not? Newark Star Ledger rates them #1 in the state, and justifiably so. They have defeated Westfield, a team which they lost to last year, went down to Neptune, beat them pretty handily, and then once they got into the Middlesex Conference, beat Saraville, St. Joseph, Edison, and Perth Amboy, and they have an important game against Kearney tomorrow, that being Monday.
Big game. Okay, Josh Miller will attempt a 32-yard field goal to add to East Brunswick's lead. They're leading 12-0. Here's the snap. Plus puts the ball down. The kick is up. And we're waiting. It's good. A little delay there by the officials. But Miller, a 32-yard field goal, and East Brunswick goes up 15-0 here.
I rest my case.
Period.
I think Josh is feeling a little bit better now after missing the first extra point. You wonder, John, if late in the season, whether Marcus will be confident to have Josh try a field goal, perhaps in a more crucial situation.
I think he will, Jim. I think, at least I got that impression in that Brick game when he brought Josh out to attempt that one field goal.
Yeah, that was 41 yards, just wide to the right, too.
And at that point in the game, Brick was still in it.
Sure.
All right, East Brunswick on top, 15-0, rather surprisingly thus far, with 8 minutes and 6 seconds before the half, and Edison has yet to get untracked.
I see Mike Baskowski, number 22, is on the kickoff team, so I think he's going to be seeing more and more action as this game goes along, and once he's in top form, I think East Brunswick's going to be in good shape.
Okay, Miller, another fine kickoff. Edison man has it at about the 10, up the middle. He fumbles the ball. I think he spins the pass, but wait, yes. Oh my God. Edison can't catch a break, Jimmy. East Brunswick has it. Andy Wernberg. They're ready, Jimmy. They're just ready for this game. There's not much more you can say.
The team is extremely sharp today. Kind of reminds you of the Saraville game last year when we broadcast earlier.
That was Mitch Gordon for Edison, who had a fine run back going. Was hit, dropped the ball, and Andy Wernberg fell on it.
Let's see
so
if
East Brunswick has it at about the 37-yard line of Edison.
Yeah,
Gordon Brown's going to pass it. He's dropped back. Puts the ball up. He's looking for Pruss. And Pruss and Wernberg collide. Again, Jimmy, two men in the same area.
I have to think that was a each of them read the coverage and decided to go down in the same place, and maybe that's what happens when the pass receivers determine which routes they're going to run.
One thing is for sure, Marcus Borden is not content sitting on a 15-0 lead with 7 minutes to go before halftime. Second down for East Brunswick on the Edison 37-yard line. Rodelbaum, and a flag is thrown. I think we're going to have a delay of game here, and that's what it is.
If we have a moment, John, if we can pan down to the sideline, we see number 14, Brian Forte, warming up. He is the second-string quarterback for East Brunswick. He is just a freshman, but he has good size, 6'1", 175 pounds, and I wouldn't be surprised to see him get into action, although, I don't know, 15-0 to me against this Edison club is just not comfortable enough.
No, it's not enough. East Brunswick comes up now, second down and 15 after the delay of game penalty. And Rodelbaum drops straight back. Tried a center screen to Bob Rushnack, but a fine defensive play by
that was Mr. Percy.
Mr. Percy, if you will.
We'll call him
that
Mr.
big, you call him Mr. Percy.
Yeah. We don't cover Edison, obviously, but I think Percy...
Excuse me, Jimmy, East Brunswick has pulled a timeout.
Okay.
As we look at the East Brunswick cheerleaders, and as East Brunswick has called a timeout, Mike Rodelbaum gets a nice hand as he walks off the field. I don't know if he's hurt or if he's just tired, Jimmy.
I'm going to put the field glasses on him. Yeah, he does seem to be... I'm not sure if he's shaking or what, but he's... Yeah, the trainer, Phil Hostler, has been called over, and they're talking right now. So Forte is getting his first action, a freshman.
And he comes in a difficult situation. East Brunswick has a 3rd and 15 on the Edison 42-yard line. Calling signals. Forte hands off to Andy Wernberg up the middle. He got the first. And Wernberg will pick up about 7 yards, but it's not going to be enough for a first down, as East Brunswick was in a 3rd and 15.
Yes, I apologize for that.
They'll bring up 4th and about 9 for East Brunswick.
We'll keep an eye on Rodelbaum. By the way, Forte is the punter for East Brunswick, a good one too. He's been averaging about 34 yards per punt.
All right, Marcus Borden has decided to kick. Forte will do the punting. He looks to angle the ball out of bounds. It's a fine kick. It'll go in the end zone, though, and Edison will have the ball again, 1st and 10 on their own 20. With 6 minutes and 30 seconds to go before halftime.
Mark Rodelbaum they were looking at his throwing arm, but apparently he may have either hit it against a helmet or something like that, but he looks like he's going to be ready to come in.
Well, Jimmy, if you're the Edison coaching staff, you have to be somewhat concerned. You're down 15-0. Your big back, Anthony Davis, has not done much, quite frankly. And your quarterback has not been able to find the time to pass the ball.
I think a difficult situation for Edison is that now East Brunswick, with a 15-0 lead, can afford to take a few more chances and, play a little more loose on Davis. And could be enough to stop the big run anyway.
Okay, Boslet, the quarterback. Hands off to Davis. Davis slips a little, but is able to fall forward for about 2 yards. We'll see where they mark the ball. They'll bring it up to about the 22-yard line. So Edison will have a 2nd and 8 on their own 22. They trail 15-0.
I think what's really been effective for the Bears is that Edison has only had possession 3 times previous, and that's how you stop him. You keep the ball away from Davis. He can't hurt you if he doesn't have the ball.
Okay, Boslet brings the team out. There's a switch in the backfield. Davis is now the up man, and he's the one who's going to carry the ball over the right side. He'll be up to close to the 25-yard line, but it'll be a 3rd down for Edison. 3rd and about 5.
Passing situation, you would think. Of course, the last time they put the ball up in the air, it was an interception. I'm not sure that Edison is confident in its passing game. But you see what a score like this can do to the complexion of the game now. The Bears are going to play out back a little on defense. They're going to key on Davis. It's just a difficult situation now.
Okay, Edison, 3rd and 5 on their own 25. With about 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go before half, they trail 15-0. Boslet, the quarterback, and Davis in the backfield, the lone back. It's a handoff to Davis up the middle. They're trying to break him, and he's thrown down by Rushnack, but I think he's got enough for the 1st down.
Sure does.
Rather slow developing play, Jimmy, but Davis was able to bowl his way.
It was a delay. It was a delay, and the hole was there, and Davis, with his speed, found it.
Okay, that'll give Edison a 1st down at their own 32. They have yet to have the big play. And have relied mainly on the running of Anthony Davis, number 22. Boslet fakes. He's going to throw the ball. He's got a man breaking over the middle. Incomplete.
We got a flag. I think the official on the far side, is going to call that interference, and I'm not quite sure he was in a good position to make that call.
I was just going to say, Jimmy, his back, the receiver's back was to that official who called the interference, if that's the call, and
that was definitely a judgment play. Now, in high school football, we have a 15-yard penalty, not a possession at the point of the foul.
And that's the call, pass interference against East Brunswick. And that'll give Edison a 1st down.
They'll have their own 47. And clock's at 4:51 left in the quarter, so appears to be plenty of time for Edison to start generating something here. They're not out of it yet. I think they still have the opportunity to stay within their offensive game plan, but they're going to definitely have to shut down East Brunswick.
Okay, East Brunswick and Edison. Edison has the ball, 1st down on their own 47. After the interference call. Boslet to Davis. Davis is hit in the backfield and dropped for a loss. He's going to lose about 4 yards on that.
That was Rushnick, John. He just blew right through the hole there, the gap, and got Anthony down at 4-yard loss. Sure. Look, we got some quick play calling here now.
We have the hurry-up offense, and Edison decides to go. Now they're confused. They don't know what they're doing, quite honestly. We have men running in and out, and now they're going to officially huddle up. Time is running down. We're down to 4 minutes and 20 seconds before half. It's 2nd and about 13 for Edison. Ball back to their own 42 as Davis lost about 3 yards in that last carry. Boslet drops the pass. He's rushed. The ball thrown up in the air. It's intercepted. Is it? Oh, and it's dropped. Cross diving for the ball, had it, but lost it when he hit the ground.
Sure. Now, what appeared to develop on that play was that Rushnick again went through the middle and hurried the passer, and the receiver, quite simply, was not expecting the ball. So Bob just made that play. 2 plays in a row.
And a nice attempt by Ken Pruss. He almost came up with that one.
He'll come up with plenty more before the season's out, I guarantee you that.
It's 3rd and about 13 for Edison, and they're having all sorts of trouble on offense. Boslet drops back. He's going to swing the pass out to Davis in the right flat. Davis stops, slips.
He's got trouble.
And he's buried. He's going to lose about 5 yards on that play.
Sure. Now, if East Brunswick's smart, they may want to call timeout here, unless they don't have any timeouts left. I'm not sure what the timeout situation is.
Time is running. We're down to 3 minutes and 40 seconds before half. This is a 4th and about 20 for Edison. The ball is spotted at the Edison 37-yard line. Bill Brunick is back deep to field a punt. We always have to be concerned with the sun. He's looking right into that sun.
Brunick's another miniature, 5'5", 140 pounds.
Here's the punt. It's going to go out of bounds. It's going to be a short kick. East Brunswick's going to have fairly good field position around the 45-yard line.
Yeah, that's plenty of time. You know, I haven't been impressed with the Edison punting game this afternoon. A couple of bad kicks, even the kickoffs. Of course, that was Davis kicking off on that opening kickoff. Forte still in there. I see Mark Rotoblom has his helmet off. He's on the side. Look at him. We're going to have to find out at halftime what the situation is with him. He doesn't seem at all pleased.
Brian Forte, a freshman, and we're going to have procedure on East Brunswick, and that's to be expected with the new quarterback.
Well, let's get the jitterbugs out now. You know, we haven't seen Barry Flanagan. We haven't mentioned him, as a matter of fact. The receiver, you know, the all-state receiver for East Brunswick. He was ready to get back into the game, we understand, but twisted his ankle in the training room this afternoon, of all things. And I don't know how long he's going to be out again, but certainly is another dimension to the East Brunswick offense.
All right, East Brunswick on the procedure is moved back. Forte hands off to Wernberg, and he breaks out to the left side, and he'll get back to the original line of scrimmage, which is around the 43-yard line of East Brunswick.
I'm going to put the glasses on Phil Hostler and Rotoblom down there. He just seems to be talking. You know, I'm starting to wonder now, maybe he just didn't get a good shot and got his bell rung, so to speak.
Okay, we have 2 minutes and 45 seconds before halftime. Brian Forte comes up with a 2nd and 11 on the East Brunswick 43-yard line. He's going to roll right through his first praise. He's got him rolled by himself, Dave Brown. Nice touch for a freshman, Jimmy.
Yeah.
He's got to be happy with that pass.
I thought Dave did a good job just getting open on that play. You had Mueller going down the sideline, going deep, and looks like Dave sort of flooded the mid-zone. Got open. Clock's running. No, it's only 2 minutes and 30 seconds.
East Brunswick moves into the Edison side of the field.
Think they want to go for a setup for 3 or go all the way?
I think they're going to go for it. They're on the Edison 43-yard line, 1st and 10. Hand off to Wernberg. And Andy, he's up across the 40 down into the Edison, about the Edison 36-yard line.
You know, Edison did stop East Brunswick the last series, or the one before this, but I just see that they don't seem to be as aggressive as East Brunswick. The running backs continually seem to get out of the grasp of the tacklers, and they're breaking it for yardage.
Okay, let's call it 2nd and about 6 for Forte. He fakes, drops back, looking to pass.
There's Muller.
Oh, a little offline.
Yeah, it was.
He was looking for Andy Muller. Pass is incomplete. That'll bring up a 3rd down with 1 minute and 44 seconds to go before halftime. East Brunswick's in the lead, 15-0. We want to remind our audience to stay tuned at halftime to see the East Brunswick band. Okay, East Brunswick. 3rd down. Brian Forte in for Mark Rotoblom at quarterback. Forte with a quick pitch to Chalecki over the left side. Chalecki's going to be close to the 1st down, but I think he's going to be short.
Yeah, they may want to...
the 33-yard line, 34-yard line of Edison.
I thought they might be close enough to request a measurement, but no, they're at least 2 yards short.
There we go. We have an official timeout.
Edison player has a problem with the helmet. Now that gives East Brunswick an opportunity to call the play.
Now East Brunswick officially calls the timeout.
There you go.
We have a timeout for East Brunswick.
Okay, when East Brunswick comes back, they'll have the ball 4th and 2, and the ball has been spotted on the Edison 34. And Jimmy, I get the feeling that Edison doesn't have much confidence in their passing game and has really thrown out their game plan for today.
Yeah, well, you know, again, this is only the second game, and I thought the Cedar Ridge contest, 14-7, Davis did have an excellent game. We really don't have a good indication as to what kind of team Edison has. You wonder about their offensive ability with somebody like Davis, but I think East Brunswick's defense is just did its job in the first half, shut down Anthony Davis, took advantage of some opportunities with field position, getting some points of their own, field goal, and thus far has dominated. And I'm sure in the statistical categories they're dominating also.
Yeah, it's been very much one-sided, surprisingly so. Okay, East Brunswick will come up with a 4th and about 2 at the Edison 34 with a minute and 20 seconds to go before halftime. They're leading 15-0, and Brian Forte is in for Mark Rodelbaum at quarterback. Forte calling the signals. Fakes the handoff. Oh, the ball is intercepted. This could be 6. Forte is the only one that could possibly have a chance to stop him. Number 65 for Edison. Cuts back. And that could be a big play, Jimmy.
Yeah, I'll tell you what.
Let me say, that was Matt Jennings for Edison who picked off that ball.
Right.
I'm somewhat surprised they put the ball up at that point.
It was a low-risk pass. Little pop over the middle, but Edison was expecting it. Give Forte a little bit of credit for stopping that one. That appeared as he was coming on the left side here that the Edison player was going to go all the way, but Brian stopped it just enough to at least cause Edison to, on the 15-yard line? There's a minute 7 left.
Minute 7, and Edison will take over on the East Brunswick 15. And Edison wants to get on the board before half. They need to. So the East Brunswick defense is going to be called upon now. All right, Edison, 1st and 10 on the East Brunswick 15 after that interception by Jennings. I formation for Edison. Quick rollout by Boslet. He's looking for a receiver in a crowd and overthrows.
I'm keeping my eye on the East Brunswick rush. It doesn't look like Boslet has a lot of time back there, so it's a matter of the Edison runners running their patterns, and they're covered also.
I think too, Jimmy, Boslet has been dumped a few times, and he appears to be throwing that ball rather quickly. And again, let's mention that Boslet is only a sophomore. All right, 2nd down for Edison on East Brunswick 15. 53 seconds left.
I see Davis getting in the action here somehow.
Boslet looking for a receiver, putting the ball up in the corner. There's a man open. Just couldn't make the connection. Tom Figliano. He was open, Jimmy. The ball was just thrown too far to his right.
What was his name, John?
I'm having trouble with Tom's name here.
Figliolino. Okay, that's
Figliolino. I apologize to Tom.
Okay, Edison calls a timeout here. 4-down territory, so you figure that if Edison isn't successful on this attempt here, that they're going to go for it on 4th down. Certainly a field goal is, a small consolation for this turnover, so I think they want to go for a touchdown here.
Jimmy, I've got to think that Davis is going to figure large in this next play or two that Edison runs.
Kind of surprised that he hasn't, you get it back with that type of ability. Just as a pass receiver, he can get open in the end zone, but Edison has chosen to go to a couple other receivers.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say that I think Edison is going to try some sort of swing pass to Davis to get him in the open one-on-one with a defensive back where his strength is to his advantage.
Might be a good play, except that I don't know how many timeouts they have left, and if they do a running play, then the clock continues running, obviously.
That's right. We have 48 seconds just to set the stage for you. East Brunswick is leading 15-0. Edison has the ball on the East Brunswick 15 following an interception, and they're facing a 3rd and 10. Here we go. Boslet at quarterback for Edison. Quick pitch to Davis. It's going to be an option. He's looking to throw the ball. Oh, and the Edison man cannot hand it. Sure. Cannot hang on.
That was Rubik, Scott Rubik, who was open on that play. Just couldn't get his fingers on the ball. That was 6 for Edison.
It's now a 4th down with 42 seconds. Are they going to go for a 3 or are they going for the 7?
I see a field goal attempt here. The tee has gone out, and Davis is the kicker. Well, I have to take back what I said before. I didn't think 3 points was good here, but perhaps the philosophy is, you know, you get a turnover, you want to come away with some sort of points.
I think morally they need something out of
It's
this.
a 32-yard attempt from the near. Okay, we got some play here. Okay. Not so much a fake.
Here we go, Davis. This is the play I thought they would try.
Nice play.
Lucky again. Lucky comes up and drops Davis at about the 18-yard line.
All right.
Outstanding defensive play, Jimmy.
Outstanding. Twice Shalecki has come up to shut down Edison on that play, and you know, right there, that could have been a pivotal point in the game. If Edison could have scored, you know, they would have gone into the locker room, you know, knowing that they had points on the board. They've been stopped, and I think now it even puts them in a worse condition.
Outstanding play, Keith Shalecki. Now East Brunswick with about 30 seconds to go before half. I would think they're going to try to run it out. They're deep in their own territory on their own 18. Forte hands off to Warenberg, I believe, yes.
We're going to do our best to find out what the situation is with Mark Ruddlebaum. Brian coming in now to finish out the half. That looks to be the last play of the quarter of the half.
We're down to 8 seconds here. So it looks like East Brunswick are going at halftime leading 15-0 over Edison. Rather surprising. And that's the half.
I think East Brunswick has to be pleased, John.
Oh, I think so. I think the coaching staff is very pleased, both offensively and defensively. They've done the job. And except for that interception, Edison has not seriously been a threat in this game.
No. And let's see, we got that's 10 quarters that the Bear defense has not been scored on this year.
All right, as you see the teams leave the field for halftime, let us remind you that the East Brunswick Band is coming up, and we ask you to stay tuned. It's 15-0 here at the East Brunswick J. Doyle Field. Halftime score over Edison. Okay, Jim, we see East Brunswick coming back on the field to start the second half. If you're just joining us, I'm John Meggiolaro. With me is Jimmy Allinder from the Sentinel. East Brunswick leads at halftime here, 15-0, in a rather surprisingly easy game, Jim.
Yeah, John, a couple observations. We do have the statistics that were compiled by our friend Mr. Bill Munyon, and I guess the surprising thing, as you said, is the rushing offense for Edison. You know, you think with somebody like Davis back there, you're going to have a significant edge. They have 24 yards rushing offense, and that doesn't even include Anthony's total. That's the entire offense. A -6 passing yardage. That says something about the passing game. It's for a total of 18 yards. That really puts in perspective the East Brunswick defense. And just going to the other side, while East Brunswick isn't exactly tearing up the field, 100 yards rushing yardage, and again, that's their strength. 52 yards passing on 5 for 12. And that's a combination of Brian Forte and Mark Rotoblum. More about Mark in a second. Both teams have one pass intercepted. Both had a punt. East Brunswick 1 for 37, Edison 1 for 20 yards. Edison also lost a fumble, and East Brunswick was penalized 25 yards to 5 yards for Edison. We talked to Phil Hostler, the trainer, just at halftime, and Rotoblum got his bell rung, is what the word is. But he will see action again. Well, I don't know, with the score being 15-0, whether you want to, risk putting him back in. We'll have to see that. Just was also handed to me some other statistics. Individually, Shalecki has 50 yards rushing. He's on his way to 100-yard rushing total. Long gain of 15. He scored twice. He has both touchdowns. Wernberg has 39 yards. Baskowski 9 yards, and Rotoblum had 2 yards on one attempt. Davis has 21 yards on 10 rushing attempts. That's doing the job.
That's defense.
Yeah. Okay. Mark Rotoblum 4 for 9 passing. Brian Forte 1 for 3. Pass receiving. Steve Brown has caught 3 for 29 yards, and Wernberg and Shalecki have each caught 1. So that's the stats at halftime.
Okay, Jimmy. Just to recap for those who are just joining us, we're getting ready here to start off the third quarter. East Brunswick got on the board first in the first quarter with Keith Shalecki going 4 yards over, and it was a 6-0 ball game. Starting in the second period, Shalecki on a 2-yard run brought the score to 12-0 as East Brunswick missed a fake extra point. And then Josh Miller had a 32-yard field goal to round out the scoring, and that's where we presently are, 15-0. As we start the third quarter with East Brunswick kicking off, and it'll be Josh Miller.
Now, since East Brunswick was given the option of what it wanted to do in the first half, Edison apparently has elected to receive. So let's see. I see Brian Forte still warming up on the sidelines, and I'm not sure we're going to see Mark Rotoblum the rest of the afternoon. He's got his helmet on the sidelines. He's standing there, but again, I don't think you want to risk injury, and especially with a head, situation like that.
Okay, Josh Miller waiting for the official's whistle, and here we go to begin the third quarter. East Brunswick ahead, 15-0. Another fine kick by Miller. That's going into the end zone, and that's not going to be brought back out.
Okay, good. Now you see, East Brunswick again starts Edison off on its own 20-yard line. And that, I'll tell you, it's an advantage right away. Edison finds itself in the same position as it was throughout the first half. And with the score 15-0, I think East Brunswick can stick to its defensive game plan.
Well, Jim, we'll see if Edison has changed anything from their game plan, as they have the possession here on their own 20. If they go more to a passing offense, we're going to see Davis in some different formations.
I'm not sure that Edison can afford to be too fancy here. Well, I think they'll have to do some variety. There's no doubt about that. But there's only so many things you can do before Anthony gets the ball.
Okay, Boslett's the quarterback, and now we have a man in motion for Edison, Joe Alves. It's a handoff up the middle to Davis.
That is the wrong spot to be running against East Brunswick. Believe me, you got Rushnick, who's just getting off the ground right now. You just don't move him. He's only 5'11". I know the program says 6'1", but he's not 6 foot. I guarantee you that. But has that good driving ability, and you're just not going to move him out.
Okay, Davis picks up about 2. It'll be 2nd and 8 for Edison on their own 22-yard line.
Yeah, John, I'm also looking at that matchup with Percy and Greg Zambrovitz on the left side there.
Hand off to the up man, who again is Davis. Davis picks up about another 2 yards, and they're really using him.
Sure are.
I think the key, Jimmy, is though that Davis has not broken a play yet.
Exactly, and East Brunswick is staying on top of the situation.
It's going to bring up a 3rd and about 4 for Edison.
I think Brenowitz has been doing a good job, number 65.
Here's a counter play. Davis trying to break it back through the middle, and he does spin away, and now it's a foot race. It's him and Rushnack. Can Bobby get to him? Rushnack drags him out at about the 30-yard line, and that's the first play that Davis has broken this afternoon.
He broke away, and you saw Bob Rushnack catch him. I don't understand it. I thought that once Davis broke in the clear that it was a matter of a foot race in which he is the eventual winner, but Bobby Rushnack came and cut him off, and just like the first half where Forte was able to stop that long run on the interception, that could be a key play.
Okay, a big first down for Edison.
A little bit of a letdown right there.
The ball is marked at the 30-yard line of East Brunswick. Edison trails.
That's going to improve Davis's rushing statistics immediately.
Here's Warren. And it looks like that Edison line is coming off the ball a little more strongly than they did that first half.
Yes, they are. Yeah,
Warren picks up about 5 yards. It's down to the East Brunswick 25 now. We have about 10 minutes to go here in the 3rd quarter. East Brunswick leading 15-0, but Edison is on the move as Davis broke a run of about 35 yards.
What I see now is Baskowski kind of playing over the center, almost like on a nose guard situation. I'm not sure what's going on the defense here.
Boston, the quarterback for Edison. Long count. Almost drops the ball. It's a bad handoff. It's a loose ball. I think the Edison player pulled it back in. Let's see. Yes, he did.
And that was Baskowski that caused that fumble. I mean, he just nailed the center on the snap, and
Greg Zambrovitz went right by the ball. Didn't even see it.
Yeah.
No gain on the play, and Edison was lucky to get the ball back. It'll be 3rd down and 5 on the East Brunswick 25. We'll see if Edison goes to any type of passing formation. They have not had much success thus far. Some rearranging by Boslett.
You just can't relax with Edison's explosiveness with Anthony Davis.
Boslett fakes to Davis. He still has the ball. He's going to be smothered for a loss. A big loss.
Who's back there on the tackle but Mike Baskowski? Maybe he's found a new home there over top the center.
Well, I think his quickness and his strength are going to really sorely test that Edison center.
Yeah, good defensive effort there on East Brunswick. You know, you had a run broken by Davis down to the 30-yard line, and now all of a sudden they've turned it back on 3 yards. You would think it'd be a punting situation, but
Edison's down 15-0.
Yeah, they're going to go for it, no doubt.
That was about a 12-yard loss on Boslett, and now they're facing a 4th and about 15, and the ball is on the 35-yard line of East Brunswick. Boslett drops back, looking to pass. Has some time, throwing long. Fine defensive play by Chalecki.
Now that pass was well defended. You had 2 men out there. You had Chalecki, you had Pruss.
Chalecki was in front, Pruss in the back.
Exactly. That's the way a pass is to be defended. East Brunswick has been caught a couple of times this season, but they're making the adjustments.
I don't understand it. Edison runs a pass pattern and in effect only has one receiver out there. I guess they wanted that blocking. They needed that blocking. Anyway, East Brunswick takes over at about their own 34.
That's Brian Forte, quarterback.
Forte is back in. He hands off to Andy Werenberg. And Werenberg is dropped for a loss.
You know, I think it's understandable that the East Brunswick offense is going to sputter somewhat. Forte has not been running the club. He's, you know, it's a little
He's only
different for the other players to react in other situations. So,
and he's only ninth grader, Jimmy. Let us not forget that.
yeah.
Okay, there was a loss of about 2 yards. East Brunswick's facing a 2nd and 12. The ball at about East Brunswick's own 31-yard line. Forte hands the ball off to Chalecki. Chalecki finds a hole up the middle, still on his feet. He brings it up to close to the 40-yard line.
That's key.
So he got back a good 7 yards of that yardage they had. Bring up 3rd down.
I'm going to
Third
try
and
to
about
keep Chalecki's rushing statistics. He's got 57 now.
Okay,
Throw the ball in this situation, John?
I think so. No, they're going to go back to Chalecki. Chalecki goes right, cuts back left, looking for some help. He's not going to find it, and he'll gain maybe a yard on that. It was a bad play from the start, Jim.
Well, I think it was Keith sort of saw the interference was broken up on this side, decided to go to the other side, and just was caught by some Edison tacklers. We got another important game going on today that was postponed from yesterday. Madison Central was at Colonia this afternoon. And Colonia, of course, everybody remembers what kind of game they provided East Brunswick on Thanksgiving Day last year. Won its opening game over, I believe it was Kennedy. And we can see what Madison Central is going to be doing this year, whether they're going to be a team to deal with, even though Madison has played them already. But Colonia, of course, will be on the Thanksgiving schedule.
Okay, East Brunswick will punt from their own 41. Forte is the punter. Gets a good boot off. It's going to drive Gordon from his 20. He's up to the 25. And he'll step out around the 33-yard line.
Adequate punt coverage on that.
It wasn't a high punt, Jimmy, so there wasn't much time for the East Brunswick defenders to get downfield. Nonetheless, Edison is still deep in their own territory. The ball is spotted at their own 31. And they'll have the second possession of the second half. And they trail 15-0.
You can watch for East Brunswick to play a little more conservatively on the offensive side. And, defensively, they are going to continue to key on Anthony Davis.
Okay, Davis is slot left.
Defensive backs are playing a little more loose.
Davis is in motion, coming back. And now sets in the I formation. Boslet rolls to his left, hands off to Davis. Davis finding some running room. He's up close to a first down. About 9 yards on that carry.
Yeah, number 50, Mr. Bula, should have continued blocking on that play. He might have thought the play was over, but I think a little more aggressive blocking, and Davis could have had more. That's 8 more yards for him.
Different Anthony Davis than we saw the first half.
Well, I think it's a different Edison line. Davis always has the ability to run, but he just didn't have any room the first half. And now Edison seems to be coming out a little more aggressively.
Okay, 2nd and 1 at your own 40. Boslet hands off to Gordon. Gordon fights his way. There's a flag on the play. He's close to the first down. Let's see what the official call is.
I think it's going to be a late hit. He was down on the ground and somebody sort of speared him. That could be 15 more for East Brunswick.
Waiting for the call. Dead ball foul. It's a personal foul against East Brunswick.
Sportsmanlike conduct.
And that'll move the ball from Edison's 41.
I think they're now in East Brunswick.
To the East Brunswick 44. So Edison will have it 1st and 10 in the East Brunswick territory on the East Brunswick 44. There's 5 minutes and 15 seconds left to go here in the 3rd quarter. Edison trails 15-0. But we're seeing some different formations from Edison and a little more life, if you will. Boslet is the quarterback. He's gone all the way thus far. Looking to throw the ball. He throws it up high. Really, there was miscommunication there. The only one close to that ball was number 39, Tim Hentz from East Brunswick.
Yeah, Alves, the receiver on that play, was doing an in pattern, and the quarterback, Boslet, threw the outside.
Passing is not a strong point for Edison, Jim.
Well, it's obvious. That's why you develop your offense around a running back like Anthony Davis. I guess there really hasn't been a need to be effective on the passing.
Second and 10 for Edison. on their own 44. Boston rolls left. He's going to be taken down by Bostowski. Right over the center, Jim.
Sure. I think East Brunswick is just sort of winding up and trying to anticipate the count, a little cheating maybe, and blowing through there before the Edison blockers have a chance to react. You know, you just need one play like that. You know, right there you got a loss of nearly 10 yards, on eight yards on the play maybe.
That's it. It's going to be 3rd and 18 now for Edison.
Passing situation. Now East Brunswick can play a little bit more loose on this.
Okay, Boslett has Warren and Davis behind him. 3rd and 18, and they're moved back to their own 47-yard line. Boslett's going to hand off to Davis. Davis off the left side. He's got some running room, but it's not going to be near enough for a first down. He gets up back almost to the original line of scrimmage, maybe a yard more. It's going to bring up a 4th down, and I'm sure Edison will punt.
You sure about that?
I would think they should punt.
Little Bill Brunig back there. 5'5", 140 pounds.
Number 2, Bill Brunig.
Marcus Borden's pretty high on this kid. He had mentioned that he was going to be a little spark plug for them this year, and I think he's proved that already. He's been
4th and 9. Here's the punt. Ball is high. Brunig has not called a fair catch. Broke through the 2 defenders. That was a dangerous play, Jimmy, quite honestly.
Yeah, gutsy play, but not the type of thing you want to do in a situation like that. I'm sure that Bill will be talked to on that play.
Okay, East Brunswick will have the ball for their second offensive possession of this half. The ball is spotted at their own 22. And Forte, as we've mentioned before, is in for the injured Mark Rodelbaum, who had his bell rung, if you will.
Bruning's going to stay in at running back for Shalecki. You know, Marcus is going to give some of the defensive players a rest.
Here's a pass to Brunig, a little behind him. Brunig's going to be dropped for about a 3-yard loss. That play just never developed. The pitch was behind Brunig. He did a nice job to hold on to the ball.
Sure.
And was taken down by a host of Edison defenders.
Well, you're just seeing inexperience here. And that's how you get under fire. I would think that Borden wants to develop his second-string quarterback somewhere along the line. I don't think under these conditions, but I think it has to be a beneficial experience for Brian.
It's 2nd and about 13 on East Brunswick 19. Forte, the quarterback.
I want to be careful in the passing situation here.
Handoff to, that's Chalecki. Chalecki picks up about 6 yards. A little close to make it. Let's say 6 yards. It'll be 3rd and about 4 for East Brunswick. The ball is spotted on the East Brunswick 27.
I'm not sure a pass would be advisable in a situation like this.
Okay, Forte getting his offense lined up. Fakes the ball, has it on his hip. He's rolling right, looking for a man to throw. He's going to keep it. He's in trouble now, and he's going to go down for a loss at the 20-yard line.
Well, I think Edison was prepared for anything there. They appear to be taking a little more chances, understanding that the Forte is a little experience. East Brunswick seems to be bogged down.
I think smart play, though, nonetheless, on Forte's part. He didn't put the ball up, took the loss, and allows them to boot the ball out down to Edison. So the ball's on the East Brunswick 20. It'll be 4th down. Forte back to punt. Good snap.
That's a good punt.
A good drive and kick is going to drop Gordon back to about the 28-yard line. Looking for some running room, spins off one tackler, and brings it back up close to the 50-yard line.
That's a nice return.
Mitch Gordon for Edison brings the ball up to midfield, just shy of midfield. They're going to mark it at the 49, but Edison will take over. They trail 15-0 with 51 seconds to go here in the 3rd quarter.
I guess it's a little early to start taking a look at schedule, but John, East Brunswick next week is going to be playing a vastly improved Perth Amboy team, a team that beat Cedar Ridge yesterday 28-0. I don't think East Brunswick's going to be able to look ahead at all this year past any opponents.
Here's a handoff to Davis, off the right side. Davis breaks a hole, and he's close to the first down. 9 yards.
Okay, look now.
Edison's going to a hurry-up
increasing
offense.
the tempo here. I think they sense they're starting to find some holes on East Brunswick.
Boslett calling the play over the line of scrimmage. He almost loses the ball again, but Davis has got it on the outside. Davis is wide open. He should go.
And he's gone.
There's only one man to get him, and he's not going to get him. And Edison scores with 2 seconds before the end of the quarter.
Not much you can say about that. Davis got to the outside and simply just outran the defense.
Boslett had trouble with the ball. Davis took it at about the 40. Took the handoff around his own, at the East Brunswick 40 rather, and just rambled. And there was no one on the left side.
I'm sure that Edison is going to go for some 2-point conversions here. 15-0, 15-6 now. 2 touchdowns just doesn't do for him. So this is a very, very big extra point, 2 points right here.
Okay, Boslett. Edison is going for 2 with 2 seconds left in this quarter. They fake the Davis inside, throw to Gordon all by himself. It's 2 points. East Brunswick's lead is cut now 15-8.
And we suddenly have a ball game here. I have to wonder if Gordon is considering inserting Autobrom at quarterback.
Well, there's no doubt the East Brunswick offense has bogged down, as you said, Jimmy.
I don't think they can afford to sit now on this 15-8 lead.
I think one thing that has changed from the first half is that Edison has had good field position, where in the first half they were continually deep in their own territory.
Right.
Davis is running with some authority. His line is blocking with some authority. And as you said, we have a different ball game there. 2 seconds left before the end of the third quarter. And East Brunswick lead is now cut 15-8.
Right. And that's the first points the defense has given up this year.
So East Brunswick's unscored upon streak has ended, but they do retain the lead, and they'll receive the kickoff here. And for all practical purposes, this should end the third quarter. Back deep for East Brunswick is Brunig, number 2, Chilecki, number 35, and I believe that's number 41, Sean White.
This is another sophomore. Seen some playing time this year.
Brought the Edison fans to life, and in fact brought Edison back into the ballgame.
Yes, they have. Notice Gordon's kicking off this time instead of Anthony Davis. I'm sorry, that's not Gordon, is it? 26. It's Waddell.
This is White. He'll field the ball out about his own 15. Going up the middle, has some running room, and a nice run back as the end of the third quarter is upon us.
Okay, East Brunswick up to its own 37-yard line. That's decent field position. The momentum, you sense has turned now.
Jimmy, it looks like Autobrom is going back in at quarterback.
Yeah. I kind of figured that'd be in the cards. You don't want to risk further injury, but now you're in a situation where East Brunswick cannot afford to rest on the laurels of a 15-8 score. They have a full quarter to play. And again, I don't think they're going to be taking too many, wild chances here.
Okay, if you just joined us, East Brunswick leads 15-8 as we begin the fourth quarter. Mark Autobrom is back in at quarterback, having sat out part of the second period and most of the third. All of the third, I should say. East Brunswick moves from its own 37 on a handoff to Brunig. And Brunig picks up about 5 yards. It'll be 2nd and 5. The ball marked at the East Brunswick 44-yard line.
Right away, Mark being in the ball game, the East Brunswick line seemed to come off a lot better. He's got 6 yards on that play. It's something how you develop, confidence in your quarterback.
Okay, Autobrom over the ball. Handoff to Wernberg. Andy breaks out the right side, has some running room. He's got the first down. I think East Brunswick is looking to control the ball and the clock, Jim, at this point.
Yeah, that's definitely what you want to do in a situation like this. Keep the ball on the ground, keep possession, run the clock.
East Brunswick first down at their own 48.
I'm not sure East Brunswick, when they get back on defense, has to do anything different other than just start to play with a little more aggressiveness, the type they showed in the first half. But they'll take some more points here in this situation.
Roto Brown.
At the holes.
To Lundberg again. Mandy will pick up about 4 yards. Moving the ball across the 50 into Edison territory. The ball is marked at about the 46-yard line.
East Brunswick continues to move players in and out. That's one of the advantages of the deep squad that they have.
Roto Brown. Again to Wernberg. They're going to grind it out on the ground. And he picks up another 3 yards. It's going to be third and about 2. Third and a long 2. The ball is spotted at the Edison 44-yard line. Quarterback keeper. Good call. Good call. And Roto Brown picks up the first down as he crosses the 40-yard line of Edison.
Okay, now, John, if East Brunswick is smart, they will try to just slow the situation down just a little bit. You know, they don't have to get back to the huddle as quick. All right, what do we got here? We've got a referee's timeout. Why?
They're going to pull for the chains and see if, in fact, East Brunswick made it. I think they have
Lord,
from here.
apparently Roto Brown's knee must have touched. Okay, he easily had it. Didn't seem pretty close from our vantage point. But, okay, now the clock's going to start to run. All right, East Brunswick can afford to take its time. They don't have to get up there. Look, they're already going for the line. You know, let's run some of the clock.
First down, East Brunswick. Ball marked at the 41-yard line of Edison.
Look at that.
Just fighting his way for about 8 yards.
Believe me, these are big yards right here. This is a time-consuming drive. It started at the beginning of the fourth quarter. We're now down to, well, it'll be 9.5 minutes. And just keep it slow.
That'll bring up the second down. And about 2 for East Brunswick. The ball is at the Edison 32. Roto Brown again. Shalecki off the left side. Shalecki crosses the 30. Dropped at about the 29.
He's got his first down.
It's East Brunswick first down. Third consecutive first down of this drive, Jim.
Good play. Mark's really turned into a confident quarterback right now.
He's turned into a leader, and that's what they were hoping for. Okay, East Brunswick first and 10 from Edison 30. Shalecki up the middle. He may pick up 1.
Okay.
But again, Jimmy, it's eating up time, and they are possessing the ball.
Okay, I think just as important now, East Brunswick is starting to get into some good field position here. And, you know, a field goal would be excellent right here, because that, again, would put Edison beyond the 7 or 8 point range.
That's right.
Which, you know, they could tie or go ahead on a touchdown.
Okay, Roto Brown, second and about 8.
There's Diggs.
Ball's right. Shalecki's all by himself in the flat. He's got the ball. Did a lot of dancing. Still picked up about 7 yards.
Well, puts him in a 3rd and 2 situation.
So they
marked it back on the. Yeah, okay.
Let's call it 3rd and about 4, Jim. A long 4 on the Edison 24-yard line.
Okay, going under 8 minutes now.
Third and 4. Roto Brown, quick pitch.
It's Brunig.
This is Brunig.
He's got some room.
And he crosses the 15 down to about the 14-yard line. That's going to be another first down for East Brunswick.
Sure.
They're fourth on this drive alone.
You can really tell the frustration starting to surface on the Edison side. You know, they had East Brunswick in the beginning of the fourth quarter, and this drive is already taken, let's see, nearly 5 minutes.
First and 10, Jimmy, the spot again was a little behind what we thought. Here's a counter play with Brunig. Brunig crosses the 15. The ball was originally spotted at the 16. Brunig is down to about the 13.
East Brunswick offensive line doing the job.
And Brunig picks up with about 3. It'll be 2nd and 7 for East Brunswick.
Starting to wonder how much conditioning is playing a part in this drive. It's late in the fourth quarter now. Well, they started at the beginning of the fourth quarter, but my gosh, look at the wide open space.
Ronenbaum on a sneak, close to the 10-yard line. The gaps in the line are surprisingly wide for Edison.
I'm trying to understand what the adjustments that Edison's making on defense. Ronenbaum, excuse me, I'm sure he pulled an audible on that play. You know, saw a lot of open space. Of course, they quickly closed it off.
The ball is close to the Edison 10-yard line. It'll be 3rd and about 4.
Okay, here we go. Hey, Mark, take your time.
Brunswick has the lead, 15-8. They'd like to come away with some points here. Quick pitch, Brunig, right side. He's got some running room. Edison closed that down quickly.
They did, but I'll tell you what, Billy just did a job at just churning his legs. Okay, you got a tough situation here now. I think Mark might call timeout. Yeah. It's 4th and 2. You go for a field goal?
Okay, and Marcus Borden's going to talk it over with his offensive unit.
Yeah, this is a difficult situation, John, because the ball is going to be marked at the right hash mark. You have an angle on a kick if you choose to go with it. And then you got 2 yards to go. East Brunswick is having some success, you know.
I wouldn't be surprised to see him go for it, Jim. There's 6 minutes and 4 seconds left in the game.
These are the decisions the coaches are paid to do. It's turning out to be an exciting game, isn't it?
Yeah, after the first half that was totally dominated by East Brunswick, Edison came out, and obviously they had a strong talk in the locker room at halftime. Davis comes back with a 40-yard touchdown run, and a 15-8 game.
6 minutes and 4 seconds left.
And now East Brunswick has a tough 4th and 2. Ball was spotted at about the 8-yard line, I would say. Difficult to see from where we're at. Borden's coming off the field, and East Brunswick's ready to go.
Well, I would say this is the most important play of the game.
Could well be. I'm sure they don't want to give Edison the ball without any points. Here's Weinberg. Stopped. He's going to be stopped. Edison shuts him down, drops him for about a 5 or 7 yard loss.
Okay, 5:58 on the clock. Edison's going to take over on their own 15-yard line.
So it's up to the East Brunswick defense now. Edison take over the ball on their own 15 with a little less than 6 minutes to go.
Well, we've been talking about the East Brunswick defense all season. You know, I think this is now the time to prove their worth.
Okay, 1st and 10 for Edison on their own 15. They trail 15-8 with 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the game. Anthony Davis is in the tailback position in the I. He's their key player. And Davis has the ball. Big open hole over the right side. And Davis is up and across the 20. That's a good hole for him.
Saw Zambrovitz go out. Oh, here we go with the up-tempo again. That's how they scored the last time.
No huddle offense. Davis picks up 5. It's 2nd and 5 for Edison at the 20. Boslett looking to throw. He's got a man wide open. Tony Figlio slip pass brings the ball down to the East Brunswick 35-yard line. Big play for Edison, Jim.
Sure, the sophomore quarterback showed a lot of poise on that play. Lofted a nice pass.
All right, Edison now.
I see 4:55 left in the game.
We have a 1st and 10 on the East Brunswick 34. Hand off to Davis, big hole left side. Davis has got running room, one hand. Davis is going to score. It's 15-14, Jimmy.
He just broke it right off the left tackle.
Ball was there. Davis goes 36 yards off the left side.
And of course you go for two in a play like situation like this, right?
I think you have to. If you're Edison, you want to win this game. You don't want to come home with a tie. Big hole.
That was definitely there.
He got a head of steam, and there was just no one who was going to stop him. We said it at the beginning of the show. He's one of the premier backs in the state. You saw why. 4:49 to go in the game. Edison now trails by a point.
I think the play for Edison in this situation is to give the ball to Davis and just let him do his thing, see if he can get into the end zone.
Edison is going for the 2-point conversion. Boslett, a quick pitch to Davis, left side. Davis is stopped short. Fine defensive effort. Zinko was out there to lead the charge.
Yeah, it was a big play. You can't fault Edison for trying that. You know, Davis has had some success, and they stop him, and now it's 4:49 left in the game. You know, the game certainly isn't even over yet. So you got a 15-14 score here.
Big play.
I think, yeah, it's definitely a big play. I think East Brunswick definitely has to gather itself now.
This is where you need that long drive now. There's no other reason to possess the ball. All right, now Edison comes out quickly. You may see an attempt at an onside kick, Jim.
Well, it's quite in the cards.
15-14, 4:49 left in the game.
That's Waddell who's going to be doing the kicking. You know, and let's see.
East Brunswick has a lot of their ball handlers up on the front line. Edison breaks out of their huddle. They trail 15-14. East Brunswick looks like they're waiting for an onside kick. We'll see if it comes about. Waddell is the kicker.
Remember, the ball has to go 10 yards. That's Shalecki.
Shalecki back out about his own 10. He's going up the middle. Looking for a block. Nice run back. Shalecki brings it up to about the 36-yard line, 37-yard line, where East Brunswick will take over.
Okay. East Brunswick has to take care of 4 minutes and 42 seconds. You do not want to make a mistake in this situation.
East Brunswick has the ball in their own territory, 36-yard line. They're leading 15-14, 4 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the game. Rodelbaum is the quarterback. And he hands off to Wernberg up the middle, and Andy brings it up to the 40-yard line. Well, was spotted a little short of the 40.
You know,
second in
a couple
about
of spots like that. I guess it's kind of deceptive from this vantage point. Maybe the player's knees are touching at that point.
Nonetheless, East Brunswick has the ball. Second down and about 8 at about their own 38. Here goes Wernberg again.
Oops, we got a flag.
The flag is down.
Who's it called on? This could be a big call right here.
I think we have a face mask, Jimmy, or a tackle at least.
Oh, it is. It's against Edison.
We have a personal foul.
Yes, it is. Okay.
That's 15 yards and an automatic first down for East Brunswick.
That's, you know, Edison hasn't been penalized too much in this game. I think 5 yards total. But what an inopportune time for a penalty. That puts them Edison puts East Brunswick, what, on the 41-yard line now?
Puts him on the Edison 41 with 3 minutes and
There
50
goes the clock.
seconds.
Again, I wish East Brunswick would just take its time. The clock's running. They have a lot more time they can use on the clock.
Rotoground, 1st and 10. Warrenberg out to the left side, fighting his way.
He gets out of bounds, too, which stops the clock, unfortunately.
And he crosses the 40. Goes out of bounds. Do we have a flag?
Yes, there is. There's a
Another
flag down.
flag down. I think we're going to have another face mask, Jim.
Personal foul.
It is another face mask.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear.
Back to back.
We don't have the benefit of a replay, but I would like to know who the players are for Edison. I mean, it's just an unnecessary thing to do, and especially at this time. We've got 3:37 left.
The ball's moved to their own 25, so East Brunswick is on the Edison 25. It's another first down. 3 minutes and 35 seconds to go before the end of the game. 15-14, East Brunswick in the lead. Rotobraum hands off to Warrenberg up the middle. And he struggles close to the 20. He'll pick up about 3. The ball is spotted at about the Edison 22.
Not really too much more to be said in this situation. I think East Brunswick's strategy is quite clear. They're going to continue to move the ball on the ground, use up as much as the clock as they can.
Official timeout. Okay, so everyone will line up again. And we have a 2nd and 7 here. On the Edison 22, Rotobraum. Left to Andy Warrenberg.
Okay, we're under 3 minutes now. This is where it really starts to, all the conditioning starts to pay off. You know, you're late in the game. East Brunswick continues to move a lot of people in and out. There's 36 Miller coming into the game. Mueller, wide receiver. Warrenberg comes out. Press comes out.
Okay, 3rd down and 5 for East Brunswick.
I kind of think you want to give it to Shalecki, though.
It is Shalecki.
Okay, there's your 4th down.
We're back to another 4th down situation for East Brunswick. The last time they were stopped short. The ball is spotted on the 17-yard line of Edison.
And Borden has a decision to make. Here, they're going for it on the 4th down again. No field goal.
4th and 2. Ball's on the Edison 17. A minute and 49 seconds to go in the game.
Now this could be a big one.
Rotobraum fakes, rolls right. Looking to throw the ball. All by himself is Warrenberg. He's down to the 5-yard line. First down and goal to go for East Brunswick with a minute and 40 seconds to go. That big play, Jim.
That was the big play of the game right there. Same situation as in the first half. Notable rolls out to the right. Basically has 3 choices. Rush the deep. You had Brown going to the far right side, and then Warrenberg in the middle. Hit him. First down. You got a minute 40 left. I'm not sure that Edison can use all the clock up.
Edison takes the timeout, Jim. So
yeah. Okay, minute 40. Let's see. We don't have the timeout situation for Edison.
I think it's academic at this point. If East Brunswick should score, they're going to need 2 scores to win.
Yeah. Well, what do you think about this game? Just assume, and maybe it's a big assumption that East Brunswick is able to hold off 15-14. What type of adjustments do you think that Borden's going to have to make on his defense? Or you think it's just a matter of just running up against a back like Davis?
I think part of it is Davis. I think Edison has countered the move of Bastowski over center by going to quick counters where, in effect, Bastowski has just run by that crossing back, and Davis happens to be that crossing back, and it's left an opening.
I think, well, all right, let's forget that. Let's go to this.
Okay,
See if East Brunswick can push it in.
Let's set the stage. East Brunswick's on the 5-yard line of Edison. There's a minute and 40 seconds to go. They lead 15-14. Here goes Warrenberg. Flags are down, though, and I think we might have a motion call here, but we'll wait and see.
Yeah, it is a motion call. You don't want the clock to stop.
That'll move East Brunswick back. Jimmy, it seems like every time we do one of these games, to get through the last 2 minutes is difficult.
The eventful end zone down there, huh?
I hope East Brunswick doesn't attempt to pass in the right corner.
Yeah. It's very interesting that the Sun situation is kind of like it was last year when East Brunswick failed on its 2-point conversion. We all remember that game.
All right, a legal procedure against East Brunswick. That'll move them back to the 10-yard line. It'll be first and goal from the 10. A minute and 36 seconds left in the game. East Brunswick in front, 15-14.
Edison calls time. Yeah, what happened on that play is after a penalty such as that on a ground play, the clock stops to mark off the penalty, then the clock starts again. And Edison waited for that clock to start, took its time out. Well, the reason I was going to say why it's interesting to find out how the Bears perform against a breaking running back like Davis is they're going to have to do the same thing when they meet Stevens again. That's November 2nd. It's going to be here, and George Booth, who we all recall as the one that's more or less broke East Brunswick with that run back, that 90-something yard run back at the conclusion of the first half, and then really was spearheaded J.P. Stevens. Going to have to stop them.
Okay. From their own 10, East Brunswick, Rodelbaum hands off to Andy Wernberg. Andy gets back to the 5. It'll be 2nd and 5, but the clock is running.
Yes.
We're down to a minute and 20 seconds in the game. I think Marcus Borden on that last timeout told them to slow the pace down. We have a timeout. We have an injured Edison player.
Yes, I wonder. Sorry. Now remember, East Brunswick gets 25 seconds once the play clock is resumed before it has to make the snap. I think that's what they want to do in this situation. You're looking at a leg cramp situation down there.
It goes back to earlier what we were talking about. The field aesthetically looks pretty, but it's very thick, very heavy field.
Yeah.
And wet.
Okay, the clock is starting to run now. Or is it? I saw the referee make a motion to start the clock.
You can see
there is a
Edison
discussion
coach.
going on down there, if you'd see. Yeah, there's some discussion going on with the Edison coach about whether or not the clock should stop in the event of an injury. Of course, this is all valuable time. Okay, now look at it. Now see, East Brunswick is coming up to the line here. They don't have to. And frankly, Edison has accomplished what they wanted to.
East Brunswick got 2nd down from the 6-yard line. Schlecki may have picked up a yard or two. Clock is running down to a minute 5 seconds. They'll bring up a 3rd down from about the 3-yard line. We're under a minute now, and another timeout by Edison. Jimmy, I have to think that's their last time.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's it. Well, it turned what appeared to be a rather bleak picture for East Brunswick a few minutes ago. Suddenly it's turned around. They're in position for a field goal if they like to try that, if they don't get in on this play. Still, I'm sure that Marcus Borden has to have some mixed emotions about this game.
Well, I think this is the second half has been more indicative of the kind of game that Marcus and his coaching staff had prepared for. Quite frankly, we were all somewhat surprised by the fact that East Brunswick had him shut out at the end of the first half. We were looking more at this kind of give-and-take ball game.
I think, John, let's also give credit to the Bears. Who would expect that they would be 3-0 at this point?
You're right, Jim. I really didn't think so, quite honestly. But Rodelbaum, a pitch. There's Chalecki around the left end. He's got in. He's in. He's going to score.
Well, that's going to do it.
Keith Chalecki with his 3rd touchdown today. That'll seal the victory for East Brunswick with 54 seconds left.
Yeah, the situation, John, where they took the kickoff, and aided by two very costly face masking penalties. Got in good position and was able to drive it out. And again, Rotoblom was up the controls there. He has shown me something today.
Okay, Josh Miller on for the extra point. Ball is down, the kick is up, and it's good. 22-14 East Brunswick.
So Keith gets three touchdowns today, but I think he would have probably said the heck with the other two for just this one alone here. This is really a good performance by Shalecki.
Jimmy, we're sorry to say there's an Edison player down on the field. The accident happening on that extra point.
Yeah, he does look to be hurt on this. John, with this little break right here, I'm going to attempt to explain the situation on the scheduling this year for the Greater Middlesex Conference. Basically, all the sports will be conducted under the scheduling for the red, white, blue, and in some cases gold divisions of the Greater Middlesex Conference, except for football. You're going to have, in effect, the existing conferences, Middlesex County Conference and the Bicentennial, Liberty, and I think it's Independence divisions. So you're going to have three divisions: Middlesex, Liberty, Bicentennial. They will play the same teams that they've been playing in the past, and they'll be divisional champions after that. Of course, the state playoff situation is not even in consideration here. The best I can say about state playoffs is that you'll take your best teams in each of your groups 1 through 4, East Brunswick being in group 4. A minimum of 6 games have to be won, 12 quality points to qualify. East Brunswick now with 3-0 is in good shape. They have Perth Amboy next week. We know that Perth Amboy is going to be a formidable opponent, but they have to be considered the favorite, East Brunswick. And then let's see if I can have the schedule with me here. Following the Perth Amboy game, Bears are going to be on the road again. October 19th, they're going to be at Woodbridge, who played a pretty good game yesterday in losing to Stevens 7-0. And then they're going to move over to Saraville for a game which is now scheduled for October 26th. We'll know further if that game will be rescheduled for Friday night, the 25th. Saraville has yet to get its lights in. And I'll let you take over from here, John. Maybe we can finish out the schedule before we're done.
Okay, there are 54 seconds left in the game. East Brunswick has just scored. They lead 22-14 over Edison. Josh Miller will kick it off. Jimmy, something new this year that we're going to do, as soon as this kickoff, I'll mention it further. Another fine kickoff by Miller. It's going to drive the ball into the end zone. Edison will let it go. It'll be brought out to their own 20. And in effect, with less than 50 seconds to go, this game is over.
Right. That's the way to stop Davis, no doubt about it. Put it in the end zone. And what is that, 2-3 times Josh has done that?
He's done it 3 out of 4 times, I believe, Jimmy. I started to say that new this year for us, we will be picking a East Brunswick player of the game. And I think without a doubt that today's player of the game and our first ever is Keith Chalicki, who has 3 touchdowns for East Brunswick.
I concur.
So our congratulations go out to Keith for a fine and outstanding game. Okay, Boslett for Edison. Goes to throw the ball. It's batted down by 56. Greg Zambrovitz. And adds a little insult to injury here. It stops the clock with exactly 50 seconds. And so Edison now is in a desperation situation. And Boslett will be trying to throw the ball up, but I'll get back to you, Jimmy, and let you round out.
Well, I was just going to say that we got the November 2nd game against J.P. Stevens here. We'll be televising that, I understand.
Yes, we will.
Okay, then we'll move over to Old Bridge to Cedar Ridge. That'll be November 8th. Back to you, John.
Okay, Boslett quarterbacking. It's 2nd and 10. The ball's on his 20. Clock is running. He's looking for a play. Oh, Chalicki, yes! Pete Chalicki picks up the interception. And what a way to end the day, Jim.
Well, if he wasn't player of the game before, he is now. Oh, gosh. Just a fine individual performance. You know, good anticipation by Keith. He is, he's a senior. He's been there for a while. He knew that Edison was going to pass. And just waited back and caught it.
Fine movement on the ball, and Chalecki comes up with East Brunswick's second interception of the day.
Of course, that's going to do it.
Obviously, East Brunswick will run out the clock with 30 seconds and running. The ball is spotted on the Edison 22-yard line. Rodelbaum looking over the offense. He goes to a knee, and that should be it. Edison does not have any more timeouts left. And East Brunswick goes 3-0 with a big win here over tough Middlesex County Conference opponent, Edison. 22-14. We're down to 7 seconds.
Well, it'll be interesting to hear what Marcus Borden has to say. That's during the week. Yeah, that's game. Big victory for East Brunswick at this point. As I said before earlier, you didn't expect them to be 3-0 at this time, but they developed a solid defense that was tested a couple times. Surprisingly consistent offense. Rodelbaum, I think, matured a couple of times. And I think East Brunswick has to be feeling pretty good at this point.
Well, Jim, it was a little touch and go there for a while in the middle of the fourth quarter. I think the East Brunswick defense rose to the occasion. Edison had two unfortunate penalties, but it was more, again, indicative of the kind of game we thought we'd see, a close Edison-East Brunswick game the way they've been in years past. But I think Marcus Borden's got to be pleased with his offensive line, his defensive line, and this is a big win.
Yeah, you're just not going to keep a player of the caliber of Anthony Davis down for the entire game. Edison made some adjustments. I think they up-tempoed on those key drives, got the touchdowns, but watching Borden down there with his team, he's got to have a lot of thoughts clicking through right now.
Well, I'm sure his next thought is going to be the Perth Amboy game next week.
Right.
Perth Amboy is a much better team than we've seen in the past. And so they're going to give East Brunswick some competition, obviously. Mm-hmm. But today was a day that belonged to Keith Chalecki. He had 3 touchdowns and an interception. He is our Channel 8 player of the game.
I think you can't take away from the performances of Rushnack and Mike Baskowski, who is a welcome return after being out for the first 2 games. I think he made some key plays there in being able to tackle the quarterback when Edison, had some momentum going at that point.
I think also, too, Jim, Mark Rodelbaum came back in from that head injury, settled down the East Brunswick offense, and provided the leadership that they needed at the crucial time in the game.
Exactly, and I think finally Josh Miller, his kicking game, giving the Bears good field position, or at least getting Edison deep in their own territory so that they really had to work for everything they got.
Well, okay, that's about it from here at J. Doyle Field, where East Brunswick beat Edison 22-14. East Brunswick's record now goes to 3-0. We hope you enjoyed the game. For Jimmy Allinder, I'm John Meggiolaro. Have a good day.